Ben?
Whose side are you on?
Sorry, we'll just take a few moments to wait for others trying to make their way up this platform.
You all took the stairs?
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for joining us today. It's a full house, it's a little cozy. We need a couple more chairs, we can probably bring a couple in. We appreciate your patience. And, I'm going to let the team here actually introduce each of themselves, explain to you what they do. This is our Turn Electric leadership team. Fine folks that have been working night and day to bring all of this to fruition, and they're really excited you're here to join us. If there are any follow-up questions, we'll let everybody do introductions, and then Albert, if you want to kind of motion as we go through questions, and then they'll decide who's best to answer each one. So Jerry, we'll start on this end and work our way down.
Okay.
If you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Jerry Chung. Probably seen, I'm the designer of the vehicle, both interior and exterior. It's been a privilege working on the project. Thanks to Albert. Also, the team has been, I think it's a whole team's work here. And I'm just sort of playing the eccentric part.
And I'm Don Grunstead. I run North American operations.
I'm Albert Lam. I'm the Group CEO, Chairman, Founder, Foxtrot.
Ben Boycott. I run the engineering activities for the group.
Willem van der Kooi, responsible for Europe, sales and after sales.
Jan Rangel, vehicle program, Europe.
Beautiful. So we've got engineering, design, the business leaders. Willem can offer the European perspective. So if we want to open it up at this point for any questions. Paul?
Paul is, excuse me, no, it's Wersler. Paul is the scientific economist, Detroit Bureau and NBC. Two questions. One is more practical, which has to do with the number of vehicles you're planning to launch. I'd like you to sooner or later get into some of that. But I'm going to ask you the tough question, which is why should we believe you? We're seeing electric sales by and large not going anywhere. We're seeing electric companies fold largely left and right with a few exceptions. Even the big guys aren't doing very well. What can you tell us that makes us believe that this is not a short circuit?
I think if you look at, as I said earlier in my speech, we have learned from the mistakes of others. We've also listened to the consumer and what they want. They do want a range. We want to see this vehicle as a primary vehicle for the everyday usage. If they want to go on a long trip, 600-mile trip, they have a second car. This is our audience. Is using this as a primary vehicle. But the most important thing we think, why we know we would be able to survive is that we deploy a totally different business model. We focus all our resources, financial or otherwise, into innovation, design, engineering. We contract manufacture the build of the vehicle outside. Now, for this sports car SP01 is different because it's a low volume vehicle. We're going to introduce two other vehicles that's a higher volume sedan. They will be contract manufactured. We will outsource that. No, this model is not rocket science. People are doing it right now in the IT industry. I still remember when I was in Asia, I shut down the Singapore office for Apple. That's manufacturing plant for Apple. Because at that time, we are switching the model. We outsource everything to Taiwan and then China. And it's a similar model that we want to focus what we're good at doing. It is about innovation, about design, and aesthetic, and creating a product that we can be proud of and exciting for people to buy.
Can you talk about the other two models and who you'd be outsourcing to? Because there are a number of contract manufacturers like that.
We're looking to Asia, doing some of that contract manufacturing part. But rest assured, we will do the assembly in the US, for the US market. That's our commitment to Detroit. We're not going to be manufacturing stuff and then importing the whole stuff. We'll do CKD and some manufacturing, increasing manufacturing. And this is our commitment to Detroit.
So if you could break down, so components will be built abroad, most likely in Asia,
That's right.
final assembly here?
That's right, that's right.
And is China most likely the place where a lot of the components
We are
will be
looking
made?
at a number of opportunity. Later on, at the Shanghai Auto Show, we're going to have another big announcement about our partnership with a global OEM. And so that will come a lot more clear. But one of the key things is that, like the battery pack, it does not make sense to have that built 2,000, 7,000 miles away from here. It will be manufactured here. All the thermal management of that battery, or the innovation that we have got in, it will be done here. Right? The drive system is designed here, so we will be built here. So maybe the car body, everybody can do a car body. There's no rocket science anymore. So the boring job, the other jobs, get other people to do it. But we stay, the innovation, the technology piece will be done out in America.
But innovation and technology costs money. Where is the money coming from? Who are your backers, and how much? What kind of financing do you have to support the company, even to the launch in August that you're talking about?
We have already secured by a number of private individual investors in Europe, Asia, as well as some in the States. We have already got all the finance that we require to launch the car in August, in the sports car. And then we're also looking at the staging in different ranks of investment. But rest assured, I think the innovation is here. When you build something, when you have the ability to do something right, and for the consumer market, people will come, investment will come.
Who will be supplying your battery cells, and can you give us some more details about the other models?
I can give you a little bit more about the other models that we're going to. It's going to be a sedan. We call it in England a hatchback. I don't know what you call it here. A hatchback. Is it a hatchback? Okay. We have a hatchback version and a sedan version. By end of 2014, we will launch that. It will have two ranges. I'm going to ask Ben to add a bit more. He's the head of engineering. But it will have two range, the short range of the battery pack and the longer range of the battery pack. And it will be focused in the price bracket for everyday practical usage of an electric vehicle. And it will still equip with all the innovation and all the technology I shared with you tonight. It will have the smartphone app running it. It will have this 360 power back unit helping you to power your house. So Ben, would you add some more in terms of our two future products?
Yeah, okay, also your question was about batteries?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, question about the batteries. Batteries come from a Korean supplier.
LG Chem?
It's not GChem. At this stage we are not releasing the
because
battery supplier.
the only reason is because we're still doing very tight price negotiations.
Commercial discussions.
You said no, it is not LG Chem?
It's not LG Chem. It's not LG Chem. They're lithium polymer batteries.
And this company also has a base in the US as well. So the US supply of the battery will be supplied by US plants near here.
What about pricing?
I'm sorry, there was a gentleman coming back. Sorry. Sorry.
Hi, I'm sorry, a couple questions. I thought that the company had previously said that the battery supplier was Kokum, so if you could address that, that'd be great. And then also I was wondering how many employees are working out of this building today, and what the ramp up is that you foresee with employment in Detroit.
Okay. In terms of the battery supplier, as Albert mentioned, we are in a commercial discussion with the battery supplier. We have used Kokam cells a lot in the past. We find them to be very good. It's not wise for us commercially to rely on one supplier, so we are working with two suppliers. The other supplier, at the moment, I'd rather not mention the name of the supplier, but we are using another supplier. We've done some very extensive testing with both the Kokam cells and the other cells. Looking at the test results, I think it's pretty much either way. That's why we're looking really at the commercial aspect of it.
John, you're going to share some of the operation.
We're currently moving into these offices here, the temporary space with 6 people. When we get our 18th floor becomes ready, when the street gets laid out and we have more room, we intend to grow the staff to about 25 or 30, depending on the level of business. Then in terms of the operation, if things go well, we will end up doing an engineering engineering center and an R&D center. Those will probably have between two of them a couple hundred. And the assembly facility is really, we're going to start out small and then grow into it. So we're going to start out with about 20 and grow until we think that we fit the level of business that the production schedule that is required. Thanks.
Yeah, to answer your question about
Yes,
price
yes.
range, as you have heard, you can buy the app for 135,000 US dollars.
I wrote that figure down.
Yeah, you did? Yeah,
But
it's
you wanna know-
downloadable. Detroit-electric.com.
But the car is free, so you want to write that down. But we know what we want the headline to be.
So it's 135, just so we're clear.
Yeah, 135 from 135 because you can add all the bling blings on it.
And what is your target longer term, if I just may, with your mainstream products? What are you looking at as pricing?
We will price competitively around what the current EV market is doing without the subsidies, because we have two versions. The entry level is a smaller battery pack. As you can appreciate, battery is the costly item in a vehicle right now. And that will price between 32,000 to 35,000 US dollars.
What kind of volume do you anticipate on the mass market cars?
I think over the next 2 or 3 years, from 2014, we're looking to grow to a very moderate amount from about 10,000 to about 40,000 vehicles. And that's for a worldwide market. And we want to look at things realistically. We're not looking at ourselves as growing to the size of GM, Ford, or we're realistic. We want to create product that people love us about. Very, very different from a large, high volume product that we're looking at.
Are you considering yourself an American car manufacturing company or global, or what do you think of yourself as?
Detroit Electric, absolutely. American company. The headquarters will be based out here. I will spend more and more time here. As you know, thank you.